Hello and a very warm welcome. I have got some driving news as it looks like Liam Lawson set to be announced as Racing Bull's driver after the Singapore Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo looks like he's out, Lawson in, and I've even heard rumours that Lawson could replace him mid-season, but more likely it will be at the end of the season. Daniel Ricciardo, he's 35 years of age. He should be in his prime like Alonso and Hamilton, still doing it at the age of 40. But Ricciardo has been irrelevant since he left Red Bull, and his season has basically confirmed that. Red Bull will announce plans for the second Racing Bull seat after Singapore. RB management are analysing all possible options before making the announcement. It is expected Liam the Lesbian Lawson will replace Daniel Ricciardo. And it's been in the wings. It should have happened at the start of the season, but they cling on to a social media bunny who everyone windmills over in the F1 community. Daniel Ricciardo is finished. He was finished after McLaren. I mean, look at the way he's tossed up his career. He should have stayed at Red Bull. He goes to Renault for a new challenge. Buggers off after 2 years. Goes to McLaren. Gets spanked by Lando Norris, and he gets his pants pulled down and sent back to Australia. Then he sits out for a bit. He replaces De Vries. And then he gets his pants pulled down by a Japanese angry man. So, yeah. And now he's going to get sacked. Sacked by McLaren and sacked by the Red Bull program. I mean, it's a junior team. He's 35 years of age. He's taking Lawson's opportunity away. Look at the talent we saw at Baku. Behrman and Colapinto delivering. And Lawson deserves his chance now. Like I said, it should have been Tsunoda, Lawson this season, go. It's the same with Sargent. Exactly the same. They clinged on to Sargent. They got rid of him mid-season. They've clinged on to Ricciardo. And he's going to get sacked. Whether Lawson comes in after Singapore or whether it's the end of the season, Lawson is going to be in. Too many sources are reporting it. I called the Adrian Newey going to Aston Martin early, and I'm confident on this one. Lawson is going to be, his contract's up anyway. If if Red Bull management don't pull it, he can leave the Red Bull program, Lawson. So they've got to pull the trigger. And they're going to obviously take him. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has confirmed that a decision on Yuki Tsunoda's teammate will be announced between the next two races, Singapore and America. Tsunoda signed his deal, was the Canadian Grand Prix. Ironically, since then he's been a bit not that good, Tsunoda, but he started the season amazing. I mean, Daniel Ricciardo, come on. I mean, like, Jack Villeneuve went on an absolute rant at him. What's he here for? We've been hearing the same things over and over again. He beat a Vettel that just won 4 titles. I mean, 2014 was prime Daniel Ricciardo. He was good. He was late on the brakes. He was exciting to watch. He did overtakes that no one would dare to do. But yeah. I mean, what's his claim to fame? 8 Grand Prix wins, a social media bunny, loved by the fans, drive to survive like Bandit. Everything's a big joke and a laugh. Nice guys don't win world championships, and that is prime Daniel Ricciardo. Daniel Ricciardo's a nice guy, but is he a champion? No. Then he beat Max when Max was only 18, making his mistakes, and then he's been nowhere since. So Red Bull to make vcarb decision between Singapore and Austin, having tied Tsunoda down ahead of June's Canadian Grand Prix. vcarb are yet to confirm the Japanese driver's teammate. The fight for the second seat is thought to be between 8-time race winner Ricciardo and Lawson. Ricciardo's already come out and said he doesn't want to go anywhere else. Obviously, there's still the possibility Perez might not get kept on. But he was very strong at Baku, Perez. If I'm calling it now, I believe it'd be Max, Perez and Lawson Tsunoda. As it should have been this season, but we'll toss and waste half a season. And maybe even a season. Yeah. Like I say, Alonso, Hamilton still delivering in their late 30s. Ricciardo should be peak, prime. Should probably, I mean, he should have never left Red Bull. The biggest mistake he'll ever make. And yeah, he now will be like, he's finished. Absolutely finished. Washed. I've never seen such a decline in one man than Daniel Ricciardo. Like, honestly. He should have just stayed. Even if he stayed at Red Bull, he would have won a couple of races. And he could have been Max's number 2. That would have been better than now he'd give his left bollock to be Max's number 2. He did leave because of reliability issues, where he had like 9 retirements in the season, which is unforgivable, but yeah. Helmut Marko indicated in June that Lawson is highly likely to be promoted for a permanent seat. I mean, he should have been in there this season. Yes, Red Bull advisor went on to claim last month that Lawson will definitely be in one of the cars next year. 22 years of age, looks like a lesbian from New Zealand. I can't wait to see. I mean, just think, it's exciting. It's peak F1. We got Jack Doohan in Alpine. We got Ollie Behrman in the Haas. We got Kimi Antonelli in the Mercedes. Focus, Kimi, focus. And then we got Liam the Lesbian Lawson. 4 youngsters. And who knows, with the Audi seat, will a youngster get a chance to Colapinto at Bortoletto? Gabriel Bortoletto? Is it Bortoletto? Yes. But I think Bottas is going to retain that one. But yeah, it'd be nice to get these driver lineups done, to be honest. And yeah, sorted for the next season. But yeah, here we go. A clause in Lawson's contract, which is believed to expire in the middle of this month, will allow Lawson to cut ties with Red Bull if he's not promoted. So basically, Lawson holds the cards here. He's got to be promoted. He deserves a chance. When Ricciardo damages hand at Zandvoort, Lawson came in, scored points at Singapore, was doing very well. Yeah, no doubting in my mind, Lawson deserves a chance. You've got to give the youngsters a chance. Look at what they've done at Baku in the likes of Behrman and Colapinto. Impressive. And Lawson is very good. So, yeah. We go to the driver standings, and Daniel Ricciardo, he can have no excuses if he gets dropped. He deserves to be dropped. His performances aren't good enough. A race winner in Daniel Ricciardo should be beating Yuki Tsunoda. Simple. But it's not happened. Tsunoda has once again improved massively. Yuki Tsunoda, 22 points. Started the season unbelievable. He's tailed off a bit since Canada. Daniel Ricciardo's on 12 points. This is a race winner. It's not good enough. Credit where it's due to Tsunoda. He's stood up. A lot of people would have expected Ricciardo to wash Tsunoda. Well, it's not happened. And yeah, Ricciardo can't stay. This is a young team that is meant to be promoted. Tsunoda's not going to get promoted because he's Japanese and they don't want an angry Jap in there. And Lawson maybe will get promoted because he's very good. But yeah, I think Tsunoda needs to move like teams, a bit like Gasly did, where Gasly was just stuck in the youngster team. But Gasly did get his promotion, in fairness, where Tsunoda's never had a chance. On the back of this season, I think Yuki did deserve a chance. But yeah, they're not going to do that, are they? So there we have it. Liam Lawson, Singapore. Once the Singapore Grand Prix is done, we're going to hear news about Lawson. Is he going to be in for 25? Or are we going to have a mid-season swap? Daniel Ricciardo dropped, Lawson in. Ricciardo's absolutely begging to get that Red Bull drive, but he doesn't warrant it. As Jack Villeneuve said, what's he still even here for? We need to make the car better for him. We've heard the same excuses for 5 years. This is F1. It's brutal. Yeah, not good enough. Daniel Ricciardo finished, overrated, overhyped, a demon on the brake pedal, and a social media bunny. It's time to say goodbye to Daniel Ricciardo and let a youngster be given a chance. Let's see what Lawson can do. Lawson Tsunoda is going to be absolute spice.